Meadowlands Racing and Entertainment. Delighted to welcome back Nancy Johansson here. Almost a year to the day we had you on here. Happy belated birthday. 23rd birthday, right, last week?
Yeah, exactly. Thank you very much.
Terrific. 23, you look great. Obviously, growing up as the daughter of Hall of Famer Jimmy Takter, you've had a great background in the sport. You've got to be proud, too, about the way your dad just continues to ramp it up. I mean, with the top 3 Hambletonian favorites, not to talk or dwell about him. I mean, you're the guest here tonight, but you got to be proud of him.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he works tremendously hard. I don't know how he does it after all these years, but, you know, he gets up every morning and he puts the hours in, and he deserves all the success that he gets.
And when you worked for him, what were some of the things that you gleaned from your education of working for the trotting master? What did you learn from him, aside from the good work ethic?
You know, that the horses need to be prepared for what you're going to ask them to do, and that you have to put a good foundation on them. We train our horses pretty hard, and they're usually prepared for what they need to do, and, you know, just to keep after them and make sure that, you know, they're as good as they can be every time you put them on the racetrack.
And making sure you're not 50 to 1.
Yes.
You know,
if you're 50 to 1, you're probably not in the right class.
Tell us how your stable has evolved over the past year. Where are you stabled, and what's your stable status?
Okay, right now we're at White Birch Farm. I have 25 horses in training, so we've grown quite a bit since last year. You know, we have mostly 2- and 3-year-olds, mostly 2-year-olds. So we're just starting our racing season, and we look forward to a good summer.
Is that something, you know, the 2- and 3-year-old, the stake stars, is that something you consciously, wanted to concentrate on and evolve to and point to?
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, working for my dad all those years, I think I got a little spoiled, and I kind of like the stakes horses and the stakes races. I like to have a goal with them. You know, like when you race overnight horses, there's a 20 claimer every week, and I don't really see the same desire to do that as opposed to having stakes horses. And I like to see the development from 2 to 3, and even from when you first break them and picking them out at the sale.
And the money can be better, too.
And the money
Absolutely.
Can be better. I mean, overnight racing's money is pretty good nowadays,
Absolutely.
too, but it's just more of a challenge, I think, to deal with young horses, especially trotters. So,
speaking of challenges, you're a busy wife and a busy mother as well. You've got Marcus Jr., he's 6,
Yep.
and Ella's 9. And they're off school now. So, are they helping out around the barn, or what's going on there?
It's definitely a juggle to have the kids. I have a nanny that comes in the mornings, and Marcus and I leave, 5:30 and go to the barn. And, the nanny's great. She does a great job with the kids. And, they come to the barn. They like to go to the races. My son, he's an aspiring catch driver, so we'll see how that works out.
I thought he was an aspiring announcer. I thought he wanted to call the races.
He sat here
right?
a few times, too.
Yeah.
But, he's got actually a good set of hands on him for a 6-year-old, so we'll see how it develops.
All right. Well, you certainly owe a lot to Perry Soderberg, who gave you a shot, so to speak, last year. Purchased Rocky Mountain Guy for $32,000. Gave you your first win here. It was last April, and it's right there on your screen. And what do you recall from that one?
Rocky was a good horse to get started with. I definitely am very grateful to Perry for giving me a shot, and he has a lot of faith in us, and he bought us 2 yearlings this fall too that are baby racing. So, and the one's actually racing tonight, Western Pioneer. So, I couldn't be happier and more thankful than having Perry in my barn.
He's the master of observing these horses, picking them out, right? He's your dad's right-hand man, right?
Yeah, he's exceptional at what he does. He, I guess you could call him kind of like a scout. He goes out and looks at yearlings. He's already looking at yearlings and foals that are going to sell this fall and next year. So
he does his research.
He definitely does his research, and he deserves all the success that he gets because he puts the hours in.
And I want to thank him for taking us to a hockey game earlier this season as well. Well, actually, that was Henrik Lundell as well, but Perry came along. Perry didn't quite pay so much for Western Vintage. In fact, just $7,000, and that son of a Western Ideal quickly developed into a New Jersey Sire Stakes champion last year. He's made almost $400,000, $370,000 as a matter of fact. Here he is, equaling his lifetime mark, 149-4 in his sophomore debut in New Jersey Sire Stakes on May 17th. So how did he come back this year?
He's come back good. He's had a little bit of racing luck issues. He hasn't seen the rail much this year. I would have liked, to see him a little bit more covered up once in a while, and maybe on the rail. He's done a lot of work and really not gotten payday for it. His first lifetime start, he was 3 wide the first turn and parked the entire mile, and 3 wide in the last turn. So, it's not easy as a 3-year-old to not get the trips, but I think that he's gonna prove himself before the year's over.
So it's a long year, as you know. It's a
Yeah.
marathon. It's a long season. And do you think he's the type of horse that does he need to mature and develop and grow a little bit and just get more wheels under him?
Yeah, I think that racing luck needs to come his way a little bit.
Okay.
After the Hempt elimination, his blood wasn't perfect afterwards, so we're going to regroup a little bit with him and aim him for the Abatello pace here on Hambletonian Day.
Oh, okay.
And he'll have a couple qualifiers before then, but that's the plan as of now. I mean, it could change. It's harness racing.
No
but
Meadowlands pace for him, right?
no, as of now, no Meadowlands pace.
As of now.
As of now. The box doesn't close until Tuesday.
There you go. All right.
But as of now, no.
All right. Well, you were, of course, the groom of Muscle Massive, the 2010 Hambletonian champion for your dad. And tonight, you've got a Hambletonian eligible who won his first start of the season. And rather impressively, Muscle Midas. He carries a big price tag of $300,000, not $7,000, $300,000. And what did you think of his first win here this season on June 13th as we roll it in here?
I was very happy with his first start this year. He came to us in the beginning of May. He was a little bit behind schedule when he came to our barn, so we've been working diligently to get him on the right track. And I think that we've found the right keys to get him to go now. And my dad drove him in the first start, so now we have Tim Tetrick up on him tonight. So we'll see.
Major driver change there, right?
Major driver change now. My dad did an excellent job with him, and
he gave him a perfect trip.
He gave him a perfect trip. So we'll see what Timmy can figure out with him tonight.
All right, a very inspiring, encouraging first start for him. Son of Muscle Hill, of course, you can't go wrong there. 53-2, post 10 tonight. What are we looking from him tonight? From post 10.
I just want to see him bounce back and do it one more time, because obviously it was his first start last week, and I mean, we're aiming him for the Hambletonian. So
what about the dancer?
And the Stanley Dancer. Yeah, he's in the Stanley Dancer as well. So, we just want to see progression and see him going in the right direction. Obviously, post 10 isn't the ideal place to start out, but it's a starting point, and we'll take it as it is.
All right, a couple more 2-year-olds in Sire Stakes action tonight. Race 2, the 6 Muscle Blues. John Campbell gets them out. I see a break. Then a 4th, you added the trotting hobbles on this Son of Muscle Hill. And then he suddenly showed some speed, not much, but almost went all the way.
Yeah, he's a nice colt. He's, a little growthy still. He ran for Marcus there that week. He was a little shy of the dirt hitting his face, so we put a fly screen on him and added the trotting hobbles. And
okay.
I think he's going to come around. He just needs a little bit of time, but he's actually a nice colt. And I expect him to race pretty well tonight. All
right, terrific stuff. And one more here, race 9. The 9 is Western Pioneer, and this looks like a real good one. Just $15,000, Perry Soderberg. And all I see are almost ones, 2 straight blowout wins in baby races.
Yeah, this is a really nice colt that Perry bought for us this fall at Harrisburg. He's coming along really nicely. He's a smart colt. He can race on the front end. He can race from behind. And I expect him to do well. 9-hole isn't ideal for 2-year-old to start off, and it's first time under the lights tonight. But he's got so much talent and ability, I think that he should be able to get the job done. Speaking
of ability, I believe the dam is sister to Noble Ability,
yep.
$1.7 million. So best of luck with the Western Pioneer, 8-5 morning line favorite. It's always nice to be the morning line favorite. That's in race 9, New Jersey Sire Stakes. J.K. End of an Era. He qualified this morning in 151. He's likely the Meadowlands pace favorite going into the eliminations. And you've got, what, a sister?
I've got a full sister to him that's baby racing tomorrow. She's had one go around, and she came really nicely at the end, 26-4 last quarter, her first start. Mm-hmm. So we're expecting good things from her, and hopefully she gets around there nicely tomorrow.
What's her name?
Her name is J.K. She's a Lady.
J.K. She's a Lady. Great name on the sister to J.K. End of an Era. And that's about it, I guess. Any other 2-year-olds that are sticking out right now? Or?
We've got a really nice group of 2-year-olds. I expect a lot from them. Hopefully they'll pay off. We have a nice, actually, if I can dream colt that I actually own a piece of myself. So hopefully he'll come around. His name's Freedom for My Soul, and he's won both of his baby races too.
All right, Nancy, we'll say hi to Marcus Jr. and Ella. And Marcus, who we saw warming up, doing all the dirty work tonight, warming up all the horses out there.
Marcus is great. I couldn't do this without him, so I'm very, very blessed to have him.
Great to hear you say that. Nancy Johansson, best of luck. Thanks for joining us. And coming up next, we've got Wendy Ross, and we'll preview tonight's stakes action and also hand out our weekly awards.